Hey guys, we're back with another episode of Franchise Hockey Manager 9 with the Stanley Cup champion Seattle Kraken. We have now won 3 titles in 4 seasons. I would say we're a dynasty. We've made the playoffs 6 straight times, 3 titles in that window, 5 straight seasons of 100 points or more, and we just continue to plug along. So it is the offseason. We've got some stuff to do. We've got the budget. We've got the draft. We've got free agency. So let's start with the budget. See if there's anything we want to do here. Oh, no, what did I do? All right, so I accidentally clicked continue, so we aren't gonna make. I double clicked by mistake, so I clicked annual budget and then I clicked continue, so it simmed ahead to July 2nd, which kind of sucks, which means we don't get to set our budget. I don't get to set our monthly or yearly budgets, but we'll look at it as a I don't know what you want to call it, something we're putting in place to make the game harder for us. Anyway, I guess let's look at free agents. So, I've mentioned that I had a couple of things in mind. The first thing I want to do is see if we can move Jesper Bratt, because I would like to bring in Kent Johnson. Johnson is a really well-rounded player. His career stats look pretty good. I mean, he's a 40 to 50 point guy at 63 points a year ago in his age 26 season. You know, he could play on that second line with us and be pretty damn solid. You got Alex Bocage, who's available. Marco Rossi, who's available. Xavier Bourgeau, who's available. But I think Kent Johnson is my primary. I mean, I wouldn't mind bringing back Johnson, Dursey, and then we need a goalie. Swayman wants like 8 million. Yeah, 8.7. So I think we go with Vinny as our starter, and then bring in who's this? Quentin Bourne. Holy crap, yeah. Let's go right after him. Okay, so he's an RFA. But I don't know why the RFAs are being listed there, but so he's what, 23? Let's offer him 5 years at 6 million. Let's sign him to an offer sheet here. Submit offer sheet. First and a third, I'd be fine with that. Bringing in a stud like Quentin Bourne. Chances are they're going to match, but we'll see. All right, so the first thing we need to do is we need to see what we can get for... the first thing we need to do is go to unsigned. Go to info. And can we sign Leshuvnov? We can, okay. Since I will have to buy out my KHL contract, I cannot afford to negotiate. This is a take it or leave it offer. Sure. We'll bring Leshuvnov in. We wanted to bring in Moody. And then we wanted to bring in Newman in. So we're just going to meet all of these offers. And I think that was it, yeah? Yeah, that was it. All right. So we need to see what we can get for Jesper Bratt. So let's shop him around. couple offers, probably 7th-round picks. Bogdans Hodas, 26-year-old defenseman. They want to offer us Tobias Bjornfoot, who's a good defensive defenseman, making $2 million this year. Hodas is making 1.3, but he's not nearly as good. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Bjornfoot. He's a solid defensive defenseman. I think we're just going to do that. Yep, we're going to do that. So it's not a great deal for us. We bring in Bjornfoot. We trade Bratt. And then the other player we wanted to talk about trading was Shea Theodore. So let's see if anybody's interested in Shea. Lots of offers for Shea. Wow. Okay, so we're getting some, at least a prospect, a 5th-round pick. Anthony Duclair. Alexi Sorella. 5th round. Jacob Slavin. Brett Pesce. Victor Ivanson. He's 21. He's not particularly good. Burakovsky. Dvorak. Siegenthaler we can bring back. Vegas wanted to give us Jacob Cernicki. Pretty good offensively. He's playing in a semi-pro league where he's just dominant in those leagues. Look at that. 89 points in 39 games. Your scouts believe Cernicki may have significant upside. I think we're going to do that. Significant upside potential that others have missed. Yeah, let's do that. Again, may not look like a great deal on the surface, but it gets us a 22-year-old right wing, and we move Shea Theodore. So we should have a ton of money now. So if we go to free agents, let's go talk to Kent. Oh, and before I do that, I want to show you kind of what we're dealing with upcoming free agent-wise. Yeah, Bedard, Kulich, Beniers, Martin, Atchison. It is a cluster. So this could be our go-for-it year right here. So let's get back into free agents. It's not where I wanted to go. Let's go back into free agents. Let's talk to Kent. And we want 6 years at 6.9. What about 5 years and we start at 8? And then we go 7.5, 7, 6, 7.5, and 6. So he wants a no movement clause. What if I give you the no movement clause? He wants that 6 years. Okay, so if we go 6, so that's 8, 7. Seven, 7, 7, 3, 7. Yeah, okay. All right. Make that offer. 6 years, 6.791 million. And then I think I want to bring in Remy Poirier. He's 27 years old. He was really bad last year. Do I want to bring in Poirier or do I want to bring in where is he? Did he sign already? Kel Klang. No, where is he? Where is he? I'm sure I just missed him, but yeah, there he is right there. He's 27. He had a great year last year with Anaheim. All right, let's try to sign Kel Klang. 2.9 for 3. Let's just make it 3 for 3. All right. So we should still have money left even after making those deals. I would love to bring back Dursey. He was actually quite good for us. But he wants like $5 million a year. So let's go ahead a day and see what we get from Kent, Johnson, and Klang, and then kind of go from there. Moody, Newman, and Klang, Johnson. Okay, so we signed Leshuvnov. See what happens here. This could be huge for us. Quentin Bourne doesn't sign this contract with Carolina. If we sign Bourne, then we don't need to bring back Dursey. Still nothing. David Urasek. Ooh, and a 6th round pick for Kobin Vatary and a first. That's a big deal right there. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7 defensemen right now. We'll have 8 if we are able to bring on Bourne. And then Sir Nicky is going to be in Coachella. Do we have anybody in Coachella who should be on the roster? I think Kibblewhite. And then do we have anybody on the injury list? That's the other thing. June, we get back in a couple of months. Okay. Just trying to get a feel for what our entire roster looks like. All right, let's go ahead another day. We signed Tattoo Newman in. It's time for the draft lottery. I think we have like a couple of 2nd round picks. Jets, Blues, Penguins, Predators, Yotes, Panthers, Blue Jackets, Bruins, Leafs. So the Rangers are going to move up. Capitals drop from 6 to 7. Kings drop from 5 to 6. Knights drop from 4 to 5. Sharks from 3 to 4. Wings from 2 to 3. The Flames from 1 to 2. And the Rangers are going to move up from the number 7 pick to the number 1 pick in the draft. All right, so we sign Moody. Where do we stand with the free agents? Yeah, I mean, we may have to clear some space if they all sign, but I'm more than willing to do that. All right, it's time for the draft. And it's another bad draft, so let's just go to, we have 2 seconds, a third, a fourth, and a 7th. All right. Let's see what's left for us. I'm assuming the number 1 pick was Duffy. Yep. Curtis Duffy, a potential 4.5-star player. Looks okay, I guess. Who does our scout want us to take? They want us to take Friedman. Mark Friedman, an 18-year-old playing in the OHL right now, and I just heard a large collapse in the other room. I don't know what that was. Looks okay. Regular player. A little prone to controversy. I mean, he looks fine. Yeah, I mean, 13's across the board, sure. Let's go to our next pick. Another 2nd round pick here, which is a handful of picks later. They now want us to take Kosti Kauppanen. I'd like to take a defenseman. See if there's anybody outstanding. I'm not looking at the star ratings. I'm looking at the ratings. Urban doesn't look bad. Peter Urban He's really bad defensively, and he's super far off. Ranked 8th on the European skating final ranking. Yeah, we'll take Peter Urban. So now it's our pick in the 3rd. So Kauppanen is still there. Karsten Thoman is a risky suggestion. Safe suggestion, Mickes, David Mickes. Scout wants us to take, we'll take Kauppanen here in the 3rd. Not a lot to do here in the draft. We only have a handful of picks. We're not a draft pick heavy team these days. We need a goalie. I think it's always a good idea to take a goalie, and we will take Dan O'Brien out of Penn State. Pick till human. We go to the 7th round. And I think we take a risky suggestion there. Andre Tolochko. Sure. And that should do it for the draft. That's right, we had the final pick in the draft because, well, we won it all. Draft review, best drafts. We didn't have one of the best or one of the worst, so that's good. Let's sim ahead a day. Next day. Yeah, I think what we do is we see where we stand with those signings, and then we go in and we re-sign who we can re-sign. And then maybe we consider trying to add to our draft capital by trading a couple of players that maybe their contracts are up at the end of the year that we would like to bring back, but maybe are too expensive, that sort of thing. So let's see what happens on July 7th. Are we able to sign the players that we're looking at? So we signed Cal Klang. We signed Kent Johnson. And we will pay compensation 100%. And we assign Quentin Bourne to a 4-year contract for $16 million for the 23-year-old stud defenseman. There is our replacement for Shea Theodore, folks. So we absolutely nailed this free agent. Look at our team. We look like an all-star team. Holy crap. All right, so we're over the cap. And we are going to have to do something here. And I mean, we got 26 players on the roster, so a lot of this is just going to be sending these guys down to the minors. But if we now go to our upcoming free agents, so let's focus on the important ones, right? Let's focus on Connor Bedard. He wants 2 years at $9.6 million. Can I give you 3 years at 10? Will you take 3 years at 10? He only wants 2. Okay. So what about 2 years at 9? 9-1. All right, let's go to 9-3. Okay. And we sign him. Kulich had 41 points, and then Beniers is obviously another one we got to bring back. And he wants 7 point. I don't know how we're going to be able to afford this. I don't know how we're going to afford this, but I think we have to. So let's go 6 years, and let's start at 6.75 and work from that. Work up from that. It's not 7.7. Oh, wow, he's not moving much at all. 6.5. All right. We may have some. I think we're definitely going to have some decisions to make. Let's talk to Leshuvnov. Let's just meet that demand. Let's just bring him back because he's cheap. Atchison had a good season. What does he want? He doesn't want much either, so we will bring him back. Martin, 2.7 for 6. It's a weird contract. And then Kulich, 2.6 for 3. I think Kulich maybe is somebody we look to move. Martin's 23 at 36 points. Kulich at 41 in 67 games. We are stacked. If we look at our cap, I don't want to look at our cap obligations until the next day. Once we see how much we've signed, we're going to be so far over the cap next year. It's going to be crazy. We are going to have some decisions to make, but I don't want to think about that yet. I don't want to think about that just yet. We may be a super top-heavy team next year. We'll see. Yeah, it kind of the defenseman we picked up that kind of threw my I don't want to say through my plans, but certainly didn't expect to have that type of player available and to sign him to what we signed him for. It seems like an absolute no-brainer. I'm surprised that Philadelphia didn't match it. I mean, I'm fine that Philadelphia didn't match it because, all right. So Bedard, Beniers, they all signed. So now if we look at our cap obligations for next year, yeah, we're already over the cap for next year, and that doesn't include bringing back Kulich, Martin. So if we want to hang on to this team, we are going to have to make some moves next year. So if we think about this, where do those moves come from? I don't think they come from the back end. Seider, Sharp, Bourne, Kiviharu, Coughlin, and Leshuvnov/Pizarczyk. It's got to come from our forward lines. So I think Kulich and Martin are both gone. Parker Rondeau had a nice season. We'll keep him on. Both of these guys, I think, are gone. Oof. I don't know. But I wanted to keep our players, right? Like, I consider Pasta a member of the Kraken at this point. Anton Lundell, he was hurt last year, but he's been so good in his 2 years with us. Beniers has had 2 40-goal seasons. I mean, he's been great. I mean, maybe Campbell we look to move in the offseason. He was really good last year as well. Maybe he's somebody we look to move and kind of slide everybody up one. I mean, if we moved Campbell, we could bring back one of these guys. So it's not a problem we have right now. But yeah, so guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sim ahead to, and I don't think I've been going that long, probably only been going about 20 minutes. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sim ahead to the sim ahead to not quite the beginning of the season, but at that point, and we'll see if I make any other moves, and we'll come back and we'll see how things go. I'll be right back.
All right, guys, we're back, and it's like 3 days later. It took me 3 days to sim the 2+ months, and I didn't do a ton. I did make a trade to get back into this upcoming draft a little bit. Take a look at the transaction log, and you will see right here. We traded Yuri Kulich to the Philadelphia Flyers. Kulich put up 41 points last season. He was a waiver wire pickup for us the previous season. We traded him for a first and a third in the upcoming draft. So that gets us back into the draft. I think we only had like a fifth, a sixth, and a seventh or something this season. So this gets us back into the draft, into the upper rounds of the draft this season. And the Flyers, The Flyers have been pretty good, so I don't anticipate that this will be a great pick for us, but gets us back into the first round. So that is all we did after everything that you guys saw. We signed. You've already seen all these: Bedard, Beniers, everything else. Yep. So that is that's the last deal that we made. We do have to set our roster, however, as we are about ready to go for the season. So Shuvnov will come out, Bourne will go in, Kibblewhite and Moody will be on the bench. That's fine. Let's set our lines, clear lines. I usually do this at the beginning of the next episode, but whatever. I'm here. We're doing it now. So Pasternak, Bedard, and Lundell on that top line. The second line, how do I want to do this? Because I want Beniers, Gilly, and Johnson on that second line. Johnson's a 10 on the right wing. Gilly is a 13 on the right wing, and then Beniers is a 10. So I think we stick Gilly on the right. He'll develop that kind of that skill here sooner rather than later. I want to shut that off. Oh, who's the better face-off man? Beniers, it's a 14, and Johnson is a 16. So Kent Johnson will be the center on that second line, and Matty Beniers will stay as the second line. God, look at some of those ratings. Sniper, yeah, I mean, well, 2 snipers and a screener, sure, why the hell not? Our third line center will be Campbell. He's likely to be traded. He's going to be the one to hopefully clear up some cap space for us. On his left will be Rondeau, I guess. Yeah. And then Atchison or Jutinen. Jutinen last year, 34 points in 79 games. Atchison. He's more physical. Let's do it. Can we do it from here? Compare with Jutinen. So they're both 3.5 star or 3-star, 3.5 star. Offensively, it looks like Jutinen's probably a bit better. I think Jutinen's the better player. Yeah. Jutinen on that third line, and then Atchison on the fourth. Yep, with Degenstein and Martin. Wow, that is a stacked team. Shootout, Pasta, Beniers, Bedard. Gilly, who's a sniper, so we'll put him out there, and then Kent Johnson will be our fifth. Goalies, Vinny and Klang. Extra attackers, Bedard and Pasta. Defensively, we start with Mo Seider. Stick him out there with Will Sharp. Second line will be Bourne and Kiviaru. And then the third line will be Coughlin and Bjornfoot. Cool. All right, power play. Lundell. Bedard. Pasta. Do I want him as a sniper? That's why he scored so many goals last year, and I think that's why Pasta didn't score as many, but it worked for us, so we'll just leave it. And then Seider with... Well, let's make sure we set the line. So it's Gilly, Johnson, and Beniers on that second power play. Beniers, Johnson, Gilly. And then so Bourne is like our next best offensive forward. I mean, they're all good. I mean, 16, 16, 16. Yeah, they're all 16s. It doesn't really matter, it looks like. So I think put Campbell out on that top power play unit. I like that. And then the second power play unit, I think, will have 2 defensemen. So we will go Kiviharu and Sharp, I think. That's what we do there. And then put Kiviharu out there as the point man. Defensively, and think about this. So Lundell is on our top PK line. Grady Martin. I'm just looking to see who has the best defensive ratings. Gilly. Okay, so that means we will start with Lundell, Gilly. Then Martin will be the second forward with Campbell. And then Degenstein, Gilly, Pasta's a 13, Atchinson's a 14. Yeah, they're all 14s. So it really doesn't matter. Excuse me. I mean, I suppose I could go through and look at everybody's defensive ratings and figure it out, but I think we'll just go Bedard and Kent Johnson. That works for me. And then our defensive pairings are pretty stacked. Bourne's defense, what is it? 16. Oh, okay, so he's really, really good. Bourne and Kiviharu, and then Bjornfoot and Coughlin. Yeah, we are absolutely stacked, guys. Lundell, Gilly, Sharp, Seider, Kiviharu, Bourne, Sharp, Seider, Kiviharu, Bourne. 4-on-4s. Pasta with Bedard, and then that second line will be Johnson with Matty Beniers. Defensively, Seider with Sharp, Kiviharu with Bourne. 3-on-3, Pasta, Bedard, Beniers, Johnson, Seider, Kiviharu. And then goalie starts. We will start the backup goaltender relatively frequently. And I think we're going to leave it like that because we don't care about starting the hottest goalie or the best rested goalie or after a shutout or the best. We just want to alternate and then have the backup starting periodically. So that's going to do it, guys. So next episode, we'll get the season started. Normally I do that at the beginning of the next episode. So we might just do, a month and a half of simming, right off the bat. We'll kind of see how things go. So that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.